Hello and welcome back to the second semi-final. It is Happy versus Hitman. We are ready to go into our second semi, and who's facing Foggy in the grand final for $100? Happy, the two-time champion, just back from China, where he was eliminated in the first round in the gold finals with his clan Lucky Future. How jet-lagged is he? We haven't seen him today. Yet.
But, as was kind of expected, when seeing Happy in the grid, he normally makes it far. Back in the day, that used to be Jera Cups, but nowadays we have Ryzing Star Cup. Thanks to AMD. Big thanks once again for making this possible. It's so cool to have this open tournament once again in Europe where everyone can participate and can, you know, experience the tournament flair and play in that setting themselves, which many people seem to enjoy, as again, we had 100 people today, and hopefully next week again.
Indeed, for the third time. Now the German cast is in. For the third time, more than 100 people. That's absolutely beautiful. We want to see more than 150 again in the fourth iteration that we have next Saturday on December 28th. The last of the 4 December Rising Star Cups. And then hopefully we'll see if this continues in 2020. Here we go then. Hitman versus Happy, 2 WGL participants, USA versus Russia once again, as we had in the W3IL Grand Final. But it's a tough mountain to climb for Hitman, who has eliminated quite some players before. We have seen him in the semis against Sonic. Sonic fell to him. Can he do it again?
Yeah, Hitman, absolutely one of the hottest new players in the Warcraft scene currently, is elevating the US to new heights. He was a WGL, much like Happy. Yes, Hitman's WGL appearance wasn't as successful as Happy's. Happy making it to the final. Hitman, not out of the groups, but it was his first stint there. And I'm sure he's going to have better performances in the future if he keeps on playing, which I hope he does. It seems like with his rise, a lot of the American scene has found new hope and has been improving more and more. As seen, for example, by Dust, making it to the W3IL Grand Final. Yeah. So, what do we have here so far, early game? Pretty standard builds. Now that I think about it, in a best of 3 between these two, you should really, really not expect anything off of standard.
No.
This has been Happy's reputation for years now, and Hitman, it's starting to become a reputation for him as well. He is playing the standard and trying to win with execution, and has a bit of an interesting base layout. Neo, it's half a protected shop. I am amazed.
Yeah, it's a little walled off by this altar. All right. We'll see how that works. Happy has complained about the matchup versus ORC quite a bit in the past. But, man, his game versus Fly in Shanghai was so awesome. So, like, it was so one-sided. There was no chance for Fly, who defeated him before in BREC, but it was just after 2.5 minutes the game was over. So I wonder how Hitman fares here. I think he should go for the Infi approach and lane, because against Happy, this micro battles, I think he's not there yet. If he feels really comfortable, then maybe try it. But okay, it's a rather fast tech. If I would be Hitman, I would try for mass bat riders.
Dude, liquid fire bats. There was a time where this was played for a little bit, just like 1 or 2.
Yeah, shout out to what was his name? The Belarusian or Helsing.
Oh yes. Good old times. Yeah, there is certainly an argument to be made for trying to lame Happy. Trying to out micro Happy is like one of the hardest things you can do in your entire life. But at the same time, if you're not very well practiced with the lame style, you know, we like to make fun of it, how brain dead and dumb it is, but you actually have to have quite a bit of experience. It is not as easy as some people may think. So can you just pick that up out of nowhere, kind of? I don't know. I like that Hitman is trying to stay with his style. And yes, it's going to be very hard to win that way, but it's going to be his style. So, Lake Master is now arriving for a bit of creeper ass. Typical Happy early game, blasting through his mana pool. Has 0 coils left. which means the Blade Master does get that one, and with that does get level 2. And with that also we are pretty much exactly even in the experience.
Happy with the Sentry Ward here, nice for him. Knows exactly what's going on. Tech for Hitman, of course. Pretty fast, but Happy is following up as well. 1 Fiend, 4 Skeletons. Hitman apparently not in the mood to harass this even more, even though he has good mana and the big potion.
Yeah, deciding instead to fall back and start stacking up this Blade Master. This is a great map for Blade Master stacking. Plenty of claws to be found early on, and even later we have big invulns, Quathalas boots, claws plus 12. Lots of good stuff to be found here. Same of course goes for Undead, and with the claw specifically for the Lich, which will be coming on tier 2. Very passive early so far. Yes. Nobody really interested in any kind of aggressive play.
Yeah, I agree. But this is oftentimes how this matchup is if they play standard. Like, smooth sailing into tier 3, just gearing up, gather power, and then unleash the beasts. Thank you, Metzger25, for the 29-month reset.
Against Fly, did Happy, by the way, play his Mass Fiends Pit Lord 50 supply expo?
I'm not too sure. Like, my memory of that day is completely broken. Let's see how good this harass is, by the way. Little too early. DK gets it. Can he get us around on the Fiend? Not happening.
That was a big one. Getting that level 3 there and the item for the DK is a big boost in power for the Lich. This is going to be outstanding. And also trading hits for Hitman right now not too easy, with the DK still able to heal as well as he is with that level up. However, mana for the DK rather low. And also Hitman is very close to level 3 himself, so if he forces back the Undead Force here just with a couple of right clicks, then he can go back to one more camp, creep that, small one, get level 3, and then begin solo creeping the Shadow, who is the second hero here, followed up by a fast tier 3 tech and a Bestiary, which is absolutely standard over on Netties, which is what we were expecting from Hitman.
Quite a cool move by Hitman that he stole the Ogre Magi from Happy's shop very early on, when Happy was busy in the very north side of things. So Happy ignores this, goes to the next shop, while Hitman, baiting this Ogre Lord out, surrounds him.
Dude, is Happy reading this? Are you serious?
No, he's going for the next shop.
He's going for the merchant. Imagine if he was expecting that, dude.
Yeah, that would have been GG right there. Ancient Django of Endurance, nice for now, not that great later. Happy did not kill the Ogre Magi yet. Lich is only level 1. No, Nova. Oh! Not too sure who got this. Hex on the DK, trying to force a TP with a critical strike. Lich is also quite low. Speed scroller engagement. Hex a little too early, so the Lich is safe, but Happy is losing the DK! No time for the TP. Perfectly executed hexes. And now what?
Buyback from the tavern. DK is here again, but without mana. Another speed scroll. So many speed scrolls coming in over and over. If the Lich dies, it would be tremendous for Hitman. But speed scroll soon to be running out. Blade Master looking for the kill. Runs in front. Sidestep by Happy.
And that might save this Lich. That might just save this Lich. But the Blade Master, if only he had boots now. Has he more mana? No, not really. But he can't stop the Lich. The DK is providing the aura. It's so close.
That was important by Happy, realizing he needs the aura movement speed, otherwise he was gonna die. But the Windwalk comes in, and the Lich does die in the end.
Last second Windwalk, but now how to get out? He has a potion, and there's no nuke. He gets a double kill in the early mid-game, and leaves without losing a single hero while leveling up the Shadow Hunter. Hitman!
Yeah, if there ever was a game to take from Happy, it is this one.
What a player. Jesus. Why?
Showing great experience there as well. It's like really hard to gauge when do you have kill potential or not. Like 600 HP DK, not doable. 550 HP DK, probably not doable. But it was like around the 500 point, and he's like, okay, if I pop the double scroll, I can get this kill.
So Happy invested a lot into buying the 2 heroes back. Lich progress pretty much non-existent, and at the moment he has no gold for an orb. He's at tier 3, but there's also no Banshee house for him. The items are good. Lich is already crazy.
The single Bat Rider. Who came up with this again?
Ooh,
was
Lin.
it Focus or Lin?
Lin.
Single Bad Rider, Liquid Fire, shenanigans.
Can he dodge Happy? Liquid Fire is at 40%.
Really early Torrent Totem transition by Hitman as well. Normally you only see it around 50 supply. He's going for it quite a bit earlier. Gets the Scourge Bone Chimes. And a Mana Stone. My goodness, these drops.
Okay. Happy is not too unlucky either. Hitman just patiently waiting for Liquid Fire to wear off. Thank you, by the way, Aeroplane Blues, for the 53-month resub. Hey guys, wow, so many months already. He's still the best Warcraft 3 channel in the world. Thank you very much for that, man, and thank you for your trust and support throughout all these years. So Lich is finding the Nova level. Happy at the tavern. Should be a Pit Lord, I guess. Dark Ranger, okay.
Okay. Normally used to prioritize Pit Lord, as I remembered, but okay. Not here. Hitman going for the next Ogre Lord and gets the Helm of Valor and level 4 Blade. That's nice.
But how to get out?
Shadow Hunter, super low mana though, and
super low HP.
Yeah.
Nova. Speed Scroll still running. Nice dodge. Hitman could now use the Bad Rider. Feels like he's forgetting about him a little.
Yeah. Can of course be a spot where you feel a little bit nervous. You have a lead against Happy, against one of the greatest of all time. As the TC hits level 2, now the Aura is sold and Big Invul is bought. Hitman is really rich actually, 700 gold. He lost like barely anything this game.
Bad Rider is moving again, expecting an expansion somewhere. Both are going for the turtles very early on.
Oh wow, perhaps this is a very specific anti-Happy play. Like, very often Happy creeps up the map, you know, in a creep battle kind of, and then at around 50, goes for the sneaky expansion. And maybe that's exactly what Hitman was looking for.
TC, is he close to 3? Not really. Blade Master is 4 for big crits already. Thanks to the Kodo Aura, of course. One Wyvern for more damage. Happy. Yes, he's creeping a red spot, but the item is already gone. Berserker upgrade coming. Walker Adept for the Dispel. As the Banshees are coming. Super sweet timing for the American.
Kind of surprised he's not solo leveling the TC. He could have gotten level 3 up here, but maybe he's more concerned with soaking up the map quickly. As quickly as he can. To not risk a creep jack or anything like that. This single Bad Rider now for scouting is also pretty cool. Yeah. And
I think the positioning was so that he sees an Acolyte. If one is moving out, Dark Ranger caught off guard. Long range coil, but is the damage enough? He can hex the DK. But Hitman disengaging, not feeling ready yet, even with a 10 supply lead.
Nova aggressively onto one grunt only. That one will be taken out pretty quickly. Hitman seemingly wants to fall back to his shop. And Happy doesn't want to follow there.
Yeah, there was no orb yet. I think he's waiting for that. That's the only thing missing in this army.
Yeah.
Bad Rider still scouting for an expansion. As long as it's not there, he feels comfortable. Banshee's coming. More fiends instead.
A player's forces are under attack.
Alright, Hitman. You have played a really good game so far. Have managed not to fall behind against Happy, but rather to get ahead. So, is this where the big fight takes place?
How to engage now? Skeleton is scouting for an expansion as well.
Hitman going towards the main of Happy.
Okay. Last bit of creeps on this map. Happy has a TP, also one of the wind. Hitman should not underestimate this. But the Orc army arrives in the main, but with the lack of raiders, what does it do? Reveal on the Blade Coil Nova. He's still in Windwalk, he still has the potions. And that's some free damage on the Slaughterhouse, but is it enough damage on the Slaughterhouse? Answer is no.
That was a weird push here by Hitman. I mean, as long as he doesn't lose anything here, it's okay. But didn't seem like the most effective use of his time. Oh, and no heal cells now to heal up the Blade Master, that's a problem.
Yep. And
also no clarity.
Feels like quite some stuff missing. Reveal and Wand of the Wind. Oh, how great by Happy. Dispel immediately, but that goes on the cost of the Wyvern. Or is it? Wand of the Wind again. He has limited amount of dispels. TC is silence. Can't really stomp. It was the perfect opportunity. But because of the dispels, he can't get rid of that silence now.
One Kodo Beast here did devour, but might be getting taken out. Even the ghouls coming in from the main for Happy. Next Windrider Web coming in, and that one will be falling as well. TC waiting for the perfect stomp, but the silence hits. Don't even know if he went for a stomp before. DK now in trouble going for the Hex, but the Purge saves him. And now with the Death Pact, DK fairly well healed up once again, but more Purges coming in, and Happy will pull the safety TP. The TC with a big healing survives there as well. That was a little bit scary, but Hitman holds his ground and forces Happy back.
Holds his ground indeed. Prevents another expansion maybe if Happy was aiming for that. Both above 50 supply. Not too much gold to use at the moment. TC did not find level 3 in this fight, but maybe he is now. Moves the TC back as Happy is coming again. DK with a heal potion, invo potion, and a heal scroll. Headhunter dies for the scout. Level 3 TC.
Yeah, that's a big deal. But this Hitman needs heal selves and clarities. He's not really fighting shape right now. It's always the extra bit of macro you have to consider with Org. It's not just about making more and more units and the right units. You also have to remember to always have regen. This Lich, by the way, is officially super duper. But has no invul. This could be a weak point.
Definitely the glass cannon. Stomp was eaten by a lot of skeletons, but not much else. Throw the beast used, and how many spells are there? Okay, that was a good one. Destroyer falls on the form the Shadow Hunter, but mass damage coming in from Happy. Berserker saved by another heal scroll. Shadow Hunter's in trouble and dies. Happy too aggressive. This stomp was great, but where is the damage on the heroes now? Hero focus was a big part of Hitman's plan. Stomps are great. Blade Master arrives. Coil is there though. Happy
still very even in supply, but the healer is missing here, certainly for the Orc army. Dark Ranger now in focus next, but there's plenty of coils still left.
The miss is it's so crazy. What these Banshees bring to the table is insane. TC is out of mana, has no potion, crit, but immediately healed against it. And Hitman is losing everything.
I think he's realizing this game might be over. Perhaps he does get the Dark Ranger. But there's one more coil available and ready for the DR. Happy still at 41 supply, 24 only for Hitman. Calls for the GG, and that's the 1-0 for the Rush.
Damn, that was a strong game by Hitman though. Happy in the end with the better fights, I guess. Or the better last fights. But until the early late game, this looked pretty good for Hitman. Way better than expected.
Yeah. One thing that certainly seemed like a wasted investment was the Liquid Fire Bat Rider, which could absolutely have gotten some value. Like, even if you just force the opponent back for a little while to deal with that Bat Rider, that's time that you can spend creeping, probably. And he's not. Also, really don't like the Wind Rider, the single Wind Rider. Don't know that that was the best addition. And especially the Walker numbers. The Walker numbers were so low in the late game. Of course, is hard to get all of these pieces into play if you're only playing on one base. So very easy for me to criticize, not so easy to fit it right, but the late game army comp didn't quite seem completely perfect there by Hitman. But yeah, made it a close game. Much closer than many may have expected.
Absolutely. So Happy joins the game as well. And we go into map number 2. Happy again not losing a single game, just as last time. So far. But this is Hitman's choice now. And we are ready to go. Hitman always spamming so hard in the lobby.
Yeah, he's energized. You know, he's still one of those young guys, Neo. Unlike us, who still feel...
Oh, you exclude yourself from that as well now?
I'm turning 29 next month, dude.
I know.
I'm getting old.
January 26th. Will you get reforged for your birthday?
I don't believe in pre-orders.
Maybe that's my special gift to you then.
Maybe we get a key for free.
By who?
Not that it matters. So, let's take a look here. Map 2. So far, of course, nothing out of the ordinary. And I don't think we're going to see anything out of the ordinary. If Hitman now busts out the Farseer Fast Expo, I would be so surprised. So surprised.
This is kind of special Hitman Ultra of Storm's positioning, right? Feels like he always does this.
I mean, last game it was like the way opposite. It was towards the creep camp and then protected behind that was the shop.
Yeah, but I mean on CH.
Yeah. It's kind of cool that it funnels the peons correctly, so, you know, you don't have to micro them to quickly bring the gold. Does that make... Wait a minute. Does that make it so that you never have to put 4 peons in the mine? 5, I mean?
What?
Look at the peons. It's only 4 peons. And they're
Yeah.
perfectly gathering gold right now.
Huh.
Is that... Are they at some point gonna derp out, though, and that's gonna stop?
Derp out. Sounds good. I have no idea, man. That's ask.
Wait a minute. Dude, that's a lot of lumber that you're getting. That you wouldn't be getting otherwise.
He has to manually micro?
I think with this build placement, you don't, maybe. Okay, he sends 5 in now. Okay.
Alright.
Wants to be safe.
So, on happy side, it's nothing out of the ordinary at all.
Players'
DK,
forces are under attack.
3 ghouls, graveyard, pet fiends.
I would love to have a comparison with this build. Like, over, let's say, 7 minutes, how much gold do you lose? 4 peons versus 5.
Oh, look at the little sidesteps by Happy. He's not willing to give him this kill. Okay, finally, as creeping starts, he has to focus on microing other units a little. But that took some time. Oh, for Hitman's early. But there's the tech already, and this time it's quite a bit faster than it is on LR
Players' forces are under attack.
compared to Happy's tech.
Is that because of the gold mine? Maybe it is.
Ooh, claws of attack. We're starting off nicely for Hitman. On Happy's side, only gloves. But yeah, there's definitely a difference between the tech timing now.
And the Blade Master took quite some while killing off that Acolyte. So a little bit later on the map in the middle, as he normally would be. Happy always very good at controlling his first Acolytes to be as obnoxious as possible.
Players' forces are under attack.
Happy didn't find a claws, but the mantle and gloves are also really nice for the Lich. Which of course will be coming on tier 2. So far, nobody really looking to be aggressive to prevent creeping. Both happy to just trade creeping for the time being. But now, Hitman seems to have the timing correct, assuming happy at the merchant. I was kind of expecting him to go in Windwalk. And perhaps, you know, sneakily steal a last hit there. No. Perhaps he was expecting happy at the other Murloc Spider Crab camp.
So far, you only wanted the statue, but Happy's sending the skeletons out to the kobolds, which will not work out. You can steal something here, or just go for the skeletons for more experience.
Both battling for the XP over here. Grunt not really possible to be killed. Not enough skeletons, not enough fiends yet out for the blocks. Hitman once again saving a lot of mana on his Blade Master. That's also something, by the way, that greatly helps you when trying to kill heroes early on tier 2, as was the case in the first game. Saving mana in the early.
Ooh, sheet block, giving the Blade Master a couple of more hits. DK down to 50%. Geomancer's still up for grabs. Hitman had a big hero kill early on Last Refuge. That happens again. And a little better execution on the Bat Rider. Maybe that helps. We have seen crazy Crypt Fiend last hits. Not this time, though.
These grunts are pretty hurt already and slow. That's kind of dangerous. Of course, there's always the safety speed scroll to get him out. But that means you can't use him aggressively anymore. Oh, speed scroll. The grunt might still be dead with the next coil flying in. Yep, he tried to block against the coil. Good attempt. But doesn't quite work out.
Kinda needs a Fiend kill now to make up for it. But it seems unlikely being so close to Happy's base.
Yeah, and that hurts. That grunt loss hurts. Blade Master at least is close to level 3. Earlier in the first game, he got the Shadow Hunter, pulled out the Augur Lord, killed him, and boom, that was level 3. I don't think that's quite enough this time. I think he needs a little bit more after the Augur Lord.
Is Happy expecting this? He definitely should.
Yeah,
I've seen this quite some time by Hitman, not only on LR, but especially on CH, and Happy knows, completely ignoring the camps in the middle. Oh, this is big for Hitman, but there's a coil. Oh, he got it in the end. Blade Master got it. And the pipe. Oh, wow. Another grunt. Oh, escapes this time, though.
Nope, did die. Fiend shots found him.
Oh, wow.
Lagging behind a little bit. 2
grunts down for the Katka's pipe and the experience. Happy was just a tiny bit too late.
Khadga's pipe is going to be insanely good later on, but these 2 grunt losses do hurt quite a bit. Kind of surprised that Happy falls back rather passively after those 2 grunt kills. At the same time, I guess the DK is hurt and speed scroll, hex, windwalk is always a thing.
Even reveals against him now.
But this Shadowhunter can't solo creep right now. He has like no damage when the Blade Master's not there.
Yeah, that's the big issue. Like, yeah, you're gonna get an earlier level 4 Blade Master, but that's his army right now. I guess, yeah, you need a Wyvern for that. He played that before, and I didn't like it too much either, but now with the lack of grunts, he needs this Wyvern to creep.
Couldn't you just make Berserkers though? Like, they have kind of the same damage for gold. Oh well. It also does force web, so that's a lot of resources, kind of, that it forces by itself. Anyways, tier 3 is coming in and must be a TC. Not yet in production though. Okay, there we go. Coming up now.
You see the Bat Rider again, including Liquid Fire. It's quite an investment to just scout for an expo as he did on Last Refuge.
Yeah, and these are all not the greatest super late game fighters. Like Bat Rider, Wind Rider, nah, not really. Like Hitman, it's gonna take him forever to come online this game. Which could be time for Happy to push before or expand before.
Okay, Master comes in, reveal, Coil Nova. That was a little careless, I feel, not being in Windwalk at all. Happy still gets this with ease. Rune Bracers, one for the shop. Bat Rider sees the movement. We have a Dark Ranger once again for the silence, which worked really well on Last Refuge.
But this game, Happy's not even behind at all. In fact, he's ahead. But he still plays Dark Ranger. Has he just completely abandoned the Pit Lord? Perhaps he has.
Maybe he knows that Hitman is not gonna be heavy on Headhunters, and then the Pit Lord isn't that great compared to the Dark Ranger. Nice reveal again, giving Happy the Rock Golem. Again, early totem. Liquid Fire ready now. So what are you doing with the beast? With the Bat Rider? You need to do something with this Bat Rider.
The benefit, at least, of losing these 2 grunts is they're not part of your 50 supply army or your 60 supply army. Because grunts really are not good the later the game goes. I'm sorry, Night End, but it's true. You want to go more into range. Walkers, Berserkers, those are the better late game units.
Speaking of range, Happy's army is almost all range, and he found the Flute of Accuracy. which is the greatest. 10% on everything. The Bad Rider still only parked here at this expo. But the Shadow Hunter found level 3. Now it's all about the TC. He's still creeping with 3 heroes. It's gonna be late levels. And it's not much left on CH. Happy got 2 of the red spots. That's kind of the biggest.
Yeah. And I never really thought of that before, but that can kind of be a big downside of Concealed for Orc. Creep camps are just pretty hard in general. Goldmine, Lab, Fountains, Red camps, they're all pretty damn hard. Even the Merchant isn't too easy. So creeping with, say, only Shadow, TC, and 2 units takes forever. So the Blade Master kind of needs to be around if you want to do it fast. But that means progress on the other heroes not looking too hot. TC's at least going to get level 2. That's the bare minimum. And the Blade is almost 4. That's good as well. And we don't have Banshees yet. However, Happy's ready, getting ready for the transition. Coming now with a Temple.
Yeah, they are coming. What's up with our overlay today, man? It's bugging out like crazy. Sorry about that. Lots of skeletons as always. So if this game goes any longer, who does this favor? Oh, okay. Happy doesn't want the game to go any longer. Pushing into the base.
The Blade Master, if he gets a quick level 4 and pops the scroll, like this could be big damage, but again, the army looks so weird. 1 Kodo, 1 Grunt, 1 Walker, 1 Berserker, 1 Windrider. Like
big
it's the one of army.
Orc potpourri.
Oh, Blade Master silence, calling over. He wasn't paying attention, doesn't have an invul, and that's not a mistake you can afford to make.
Yeah, even I was a little late. Sorry about that. That hurts now. So close to level 4. Has to buy him back from the tavern when it's kind of time to break upkeep, as Happy is doing.
What is going on with these liquid fire bats, though? They're not doing anything.
No.
Again, it's just standing. Like, if you want to scout the expo with it, that's fine. But if there's nothing there, like, why not fly into the main?
Yeah, at least he could, like, force a tower. Some resources.
Yeah. Well, the supply lead is starting to look pretty scary over here, guys.
Yeah.
65 supply for Happy. Only 50 for Hitman. He's now breaking finally.
I mean, he can turtle a little in his
A player's
base.
forces are under
Wait
attack.
for 60, but there's not even a 6th burrow coming.
Oh, the Dark Range is going to be level 3. 3 heroes for Happy here. Really good experience spread. Hitman not in the easiest of positions, but he does have the tech that he needs, the Walker tech. But again, Walker numbers really low. He's got the single Walker still only.
Yeah, we
course,
saw the
again.
downside of that on Last Refuge when there was way too many misses on that Blade Master to provide the necessary damage.
Yeah, also didn't have the spell to free this TC from silence, which was a really big deal. At least the one Walker has plenty of mana, but it's only the single one. If Happy was able to snipe the Walker, this would actually be the best snipe you can find, even better than the Kodo.
There's Spirit Link and Heal Wave against it though. Speed Scroll to disengage again, but he feels ready. 10 supply lead for Happy.
Spreading out as much as possible, the TC silence instantly. This is so many fiends, 70 supply by Happy. One of them might be getting taken out here by the Blade Master, but Happy's moving forward. TC finally gets off that storm thanks to the disenchant, getting rid of the silence at the end. Kodo nicely saved there with the heal wave, but more and more is dying for Hitman. Not even the destroyers can be taken out, which usually should disappear quickly to the piercing damage of the ranged army. Another massive Nova hits the backline. Kodo is dead. Fiend is back. Happy now with a 20 supply lead, looking to clean up the rest, as there's barely any mana left on the Orc side, despite the pipe. And Happy hits level 4, chasing forward. Is he feeling so bloodthirsty he has to go for Aura 2? No, he's playing it safe because there's no reason not to. And sees himself at still 65 supply with a menacingly strong army.
The misses kick in again. Invul Potion to break this. He really wants the statue, but needs another Windwalk and has to escape because the Invul isn't there anymore. That was quite an expensive HP trade. TC is far, far, far away from level 3. And it's time for Happy to expand. And where's the Bad Rider now?
I think it was webbed and killed.
Yeah.
A player's
He's not
forces
there to
are
do
He
his
gets the
duties.
statue though. Moral victory. All right.
At least he got that.
A town is under siege.
Okay, Happy's pushing into the base. But it's a little bit of a base trade now with only piercing damage. Happy with nice right clicks here. Lich and Dark Ranger summoning more skeletons, bringing in more normal damage, which is important in a base race.
A player's forces are under attack.
Happy could very well just TP back here if he wanted to. He's got the expansion coming up. But not interested in that right now. He's going for the Boros instead. And Hitman is already supply stuck. Quite a few peons here have fallen as well. 100 heroes at 433. Pretty much out of control. Lich close to 4 as well, by the way, for that juicy +4 intelligence.
I wonder if there ever was a game where it didn't bring this up.
There certainly were quite a few.
Player's forces are under attack.
Okay, TP home now to protect the Black Citadel. This should still be enough. Hitman disengaging. Oh, very aggressive TP by Happy. There's silence. Is there a nuke? Does he have the mana? Doesn't seem like it. Stomp is good. Blade Master at 50% getting healed. Kodo has still has eaten an Acolyte. Alright.
But one Berserker and almost one Walker there certainly gonna fall. Blade Master still has decent DPS, but needs to be careful about his survivability. Doesn't want to die again.
DK chasing, but no coil no more. But it's 23 supply lead for the Russian.
A player's forces are under attack.
This seems unwinnable. Is there one big hero kill in him? He's trying desperately with the Hex, with the Stomp, with the right clicks, but there is Curse once again. And here's the revenge of Happy on the Blade Master, dropping him down to red HP once more. Was that the last Hail Mary?
Boros still not finished, so Hitman still supply stuck over here. This seems to be the axe falling down, but no, Happy sheaths the axe again and will fall back. He could probably finish the game right there, but again, there's not really any need to. Blade Master, what a bold man. Trying to take a fight, 1 versus 20.
And again, he can't get the kill done. Invo potion now. He really wanted his Banshee, but got healed already. Still no level 3 on the TC. Definitely, this early game wasn't too good for Hitman at all. And then it's very, very hard to recover against Happy.
A player's forces are under attack.
Commendable effort by Hitman, excuse me. He has to go for the hero kills. Nothing else is gonna work. Walker taken out right away. That's the Lich on level 4. At least the statue was taken out in the back, but they are easy to replace. Supply lead is looking nasty at 35.
Is there one position on this map where Hitman could win a fight like this? Like, it's twice the supply for Happy. Hitman has to engage into this expansion. It's looking so desperate.
Yeah, I think hero kill has to be the way. Hex, stomp, hex, crit, 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 crit.
Yeah.
But Happy's ready with the destroyers. He's ready with the death pact. Remember, he didn't go for the aura on level 2 earlier, where it seemed like he could just chase and kill. No, he's playing it safe. He's playing it one step at a time. And now finds himself with a colossal lead. Nova through the forest. Blade almost died.
Got the vision with the destroyers and immediately capitalized on it. And yeah, needs to go to the fountain now because there's no selves. And it's trying to counter expand.
Alright. That's one way to hopefully win the game here. Just counter expand it with a tiny and hope you're gonna be left alone for 5 minutes. But I mean, it has to be, you know, it has to be something desperate. Either a desperate hero kill or a desperate expansion.
You can't really hope to outmine your opponent. If he has twice the supply, he will just claim the hill and then it's 2 versus 1 base. Oh, Happy knows. Sends out the ghoul.
Even goes for a safety TP. Happy's tendency of playing it safe here continues on map 2. Which very much looks like it's going to be the last map in the semifinal.
Oh, now the Blade Master has... Okay, he has a staff. Needs to be in this. There's even anti-magic against the storm damage.
Yeah, and look at Happy's play. Like, there was no need for him to attack earlier. He was just fine sitting back. But now there is a need with there being an expansion. And where is he? Instantly there to look for the fight.
Certainly has his hands on Hitman's throat. Berserker a little out of position, gets punished for it almost immediately. Can he find that one storm kill? It looks like he's going for the Lich, but silence again. TC has to retreat without doing anything. Blade Master's going for the backline, but there's no backup for him. It's Fiends versus Berserkers. TC, Fiend back immediately. Level 4 on the Dark Ranger.
Blade Master's trying to take out the statues in the back, but with the curse, that's just not going to happen. Doesn't even get one. At least survives the Coil Nova this time with the heat wave coming in at the right time. But the peons are taken out, and the expansion will be next. And Hitman's chances are dwindling.
Yeah. If not non-existent. That was 700 gold into this Great Hall. Happy takes it out. If there's a reveal now, the Blade Master is instantly dead against Coil Nova. He can't die. Is he brave enough to go for the statue? I guess he dies right away. Nope. Not yet. Great Hall dead. Happy marching forward. 73 undead supply.
In the hands of Happy. That is one of the most terrifying views in all of Warcraft. Happy with a perfect army. Hitman with semblance of a really good army, but just not the numbers. Alright, next desperate try for a hero kill. But it doesn't happen. It doesn't work. Not enough stomp or control or damage. There's a lot of damage though on the Orc heroes. TC falls. Blade Master is going to be joining him soon once the invul's over, which it is going to expire right now. Happy's ready to go for him again. Blade Master makes it away into the Windwalk, into the back line, but everything else is falling.
Shadowhunter as well hits the deck for the second time. Blade Master falls. GG. Happy again, undefeated, storming into the grand final for the third time. For the second time in a row without dropping a single map. This man is undefeated since the grand final of Ryzing Star Cup 3. One.
Yep. He dropped one map against the Pally rifle of Hawk. That was it.
Yes.
Throughout 3 tournaments. Yeah. That's Happy.
That's Happy. And who's gonna be the first one to finally beat him? I thought going into this maybe Spiral has a chance with his unconventional play, but it's all up to Foggy now. Second time he participates in the Ryzing Star Cup. First time he makes it to the final. Hawk threatened Happy quite a bit. Johnny Cage had a great run last time. Wasn't able to force Happy to an all-out best of 5. So we'll see. Does Foggy have a big shot here? Can he finally kill a Lich after trying for months now to get a hero kill off of Happy? We'll see that after a little word from our sponsor. Shout out to AMD for providing us with the $150 and this entire cup. So see ya.